The spark emerges. In the year 2941, humanity had changed. Long ago, humans were weak and divided. But after centuries of war, struggle, and progress, they became one united force, the Terran Union. Under this flag, humans joined the Galactic Union, a collection of alien empires meant to keep peace in the galaxy. Most species in the Galactic Union respected humans. Some feared them. But a few still believed that humans were weak inside, soft-hearted, and emotional. One such species was the Zorath Empire, proud, powerful, and ancient. They controlled hundreds of worlds and looked down on younger species like humans. On the quiet planet of Nova Terra, a small human research base was set up near Zorath space. The base had only a few scientists. Among them was Dr. Ellen Rios, a peaceful human biologist. She believed in life, in peace, and in knowledge. She often said, "We don't need war to be strong." She had no weapons, no soldiers, just research tools and a peaceful heart. One day, without warning, a Zorath raiding fleet entered Nova Terra's orbit. The Zorath commander, Siltar, had orders: test the humans, see if they would react like warriors or cowards. The Zorath ships fired on the human base. Shields collapsed. Buildings turned to fire. Ellen Rios ran to the communication tower to send a distress signal. She didn't make it. Zorath soldiers landed. They found her hiding in the control room. She stood up and spoke calmly. "This is a science facility. There's no threat here. Please stop." Ziltar didn't listen. He recorded a message. In it, he looked into the camera and said, "We have killed a human. What will Earth do now?" Then, without a second thought, he shot Ellen Rios in the chest. She fell, her blood staining the white floor. The message was sent across the stars, shared on galactic networks. Aliens laughed. Some were shocked. Others watched silently. The video reached Earth Command within minutes. No one spoke. The leaders of Earth watched the screen in silence. Then the High Marshal of Earth, Admiral Calvorn, stood up. His face was calm. His voice cold. "They killed one of us." That's all he said. The room went silent. No orders were given. No shouting. Just silence. But deep below Earth's surface, hidden behind ancient mountains, something was already moving. Huge doors opened. Lights turned on in deep black tunnels. Giant machines, long asleep, came to life. In the dark shadows of Luna Base, the secret military command center on the moon, a voice whispered through the halls. Project Wrath. Activated. Across the galaxy, human ambassadors left alien capitals without a word. Human trade stopped. Messages were no longer answered. Human colonies shut their gates. Aliens were confused. Some thought humans were afraid. The Zorath Empire celebrated. "They are too soft to fight," they said. "They fear us." But something felt wrong. Human space was too quiet. No movement, no sound, only waiting. 3 days passed. On the 4th day, sensors in deep space picked up something massive. Hundreds of thousands of warp signatures, moving fast. Then the numbers came in. 500,000 warships, all human, all armed, all heading toward Zorath space. The galaxy trembled. And in the middle of that silence, one simple message was sent from Earth to the Galactic Union. "She was one of us. You took her. Now we come." The silence before war. Approximately 800 plus words. After the death of Dr. Ellen Rios, the galaxy waited for a response from Earth. But no one expected silence. Not a word. Not a warning. No declaration of war. Just nothing. For 3 long days, the Terran Union remained completely quiet. Human embassies across alien worlds closed their doors. Earth's trade stations powered down. All communication lines went dark. Some species in the Galactic Union were confused. Others were nervous. But the Zorath Empire was laughing. This is the human response. General Siltar scoffed in front of his war council. We killed their scientist, and they hide like scared children. He raised his glass in victory. Let this be a lesson. The galaxy should never fear humanity again. But even as he spoke, far from the Zoreth homeworld, something was changing. In the cold black of space, near the asteroid belt of the Terran system, fleet yards glowed with energy. Giant machines welded massive warships in complete silence. No lights, no signals, no outside broadcasts. It was all being done in secret. On the Luna base, Earth's high command met underground. Admiral Calvorn stood at the center of a dark room. Around him, holoscreens showed the face of every military leader from Earth's colonies, from Mars to Titan, from Europa to Vega Prime. He spoke just one sentence. The time for diplomacy is over. A quiet voice replied from the shadows. It belonged to the AI known only as Judgment, a powerful intelligence created for war, but never used, until now. Activating protocol. Omega Vengeance. Across the solar system, ancient defense codes came to life. Even the oldest Terran battleships, some buried for centuries, began to rise from the ice and rock of hidden bases. Within hours, a total of 500,000 warships were ready for deployment. Each ship had one mission: eradicate the Zoreth Empire. Back in the Galactic Union, ambassadors from other alien races grew afraid. The silence from Earth felt unnatural, dangerous. The Yetheri, a peaceful insectoid species, tried to contact Earth Command. They received no reply. The Drakari, once allies of humans, sent warning messages to the Zoreth. You made a mistake. You should apologize. Now. But the Zoreth didn't listen. They believed humans were only pretending. They thought Earth was too soft for true revenge. That same night, a Zoreth scout ship near human territory disappeared. No distress call. No trace. Then another, and another. In less than 2 days, 27 Zoreth patrol ships vanished without explanation. Panic began to grow. General Siltar ordered his fleets to regroup near the border. He called it a show of strength. But deep inside, he was starting to feel the pressure. Still, he repeated the same words to his commanders. Humans don't have the will for real war. He was wrong. On the 5th day, Earth finally spoke. A message appeared across every galactic broadcast channel. It was simple, clear, and cold. One of ours was taken. You ignored peace. You mocked our silence. Now you will see what it cost you. At that very moment, across 12 different Zoreth-controlled systems, human fleets appeared, the largest armada ever seen. Zoreth defense stations were overwhelmed in seconds. Their planetary shields failed before they could even fire. And still, Earth said nothing else. No talks, no conditions, no mercy. They were not coming for a battle. They were coming for justice. The galaxy watched in fear. And for the first time in 1,000 years, they remembered why no one should ever provoke humanity. The first strike. Approximately 800+ words. The galaxy thought they had time. They believed Earth's silence was weakness. They believed humans were still the soft species they once knew. But they were wrong. When the human fleets appeared, they didn't just come to fight. They came to finish the war before it even began. In the early hours of the 6th day, over 50,000 Terran warships warped into the Zoreth home sector. The sky above their capital planet, Zoreth Prime, turned black with ships. Admiral Calvorn stood aboard the lead dreadnought, TNS Vengeance. His eyes were fixed on the planet below. The bridge was silent. Begin Operation Stormfire, he ordered. And with that, the war began. Within seconds, the human ships launched their attack. No warnings, no delays, no mercy. The Zoreth defense grid tried to activate, but it was too late. Their first orbital cannon exploded before it could power up. Shield stations overloaded and fell like glass. Their communication satellites were the first to go. Earth wanted no one to cry for help. Zoreth military ships scrambled from the planet's surface, but they were outnumbered, outgunned, and completely unprepared. In just 4 minutes, the Zoreth fleet was destroyed. Not defeated, destroyed. No escape pods, no survivors. Zoreth Prime, once the pride of the Empire, now faced the full rage of humanity. From orbit, Earth's AI-controlled weapon platforms began targeting military bases, war factories, and high command centers. Human soldiers did not land. They didn't need to. They were not there to conquer. They were there to send a message. Across 10 other Zoreth systems, similar scenes unfolded. Human ships arrived like ghosts, silent and unstoppable. Planetary shields fell like paper. Starbases crumbled under precise orbital strikes. The Zoreth High Council, hiding deep underground, watched the live feeds in horror. Their generals had no answers. Their leaders had no plans. They sent a desperate message to the Galactic Union. We are under attack. Humanity is committing genocide. But the Galactic Union was frozen. No one wanted to get involved. No one wanted to stand between Earth and its vengeance. A week ago, no one thought humans would do anything. Now, no one dared to stop them. Back on the TNS Vengeance, Admiral Vorn received a call from Earth Command. The voice of AI judgment echoed through the bridge. Target elimination. 78% complete. Civilian centers untouched, awaiting further instruction. Vorn nodded slowly. Continue, he said. No Zoreth military should remain. Not one. His crew didn't cheer. There was no joy in this mission. Only cold justice. Far from the war zone, in a hidden Zoreth bunker, General Tsiltar stared at the screens. The same man who once laughed after killing Dr. Ellen Rios now shook with fear. How did they do this? He whispered. A young officer replied, They've been preparing. Even before the incident, we thought they were weak. We were wrong, Tsiltar muttered. He looked into the camera, recording a final message. To Earth. We were wrong. We see that now. Please, stop. We surrender. But by the time the message reached the human fleet, Zoreth Prime no longer existed. In orbit, only fire remained. A final message was sent to the Galactic Union. This is what happens when you kill a human. Let the galaxy remember. Then the Terran fleets vanished. No occupation, no flag raised, no colony established, just silence, and a galaxy forever changed. The hidden plan, approximately 800+ words. The galaxy watched in silence. Zoreth Prime was gone. Their fleets, their stations, their power, all turned to ash in a matter of days. But the real shock hadn't arrived yet, because the truth was far darker than anyone imagined. While alien leaders debated humanity's wrath, few knew the war didn't begin with Dr. Ellen Rios' death. It began months before. Far below Earth's surface, in a hidden archive chamber known as Vault 7, an elite intelligence unit had been tracking Zoreth movements for over a year. The humans had intercepted secret Zoreth transmissions, messages discussing the test. According to these messages, the Zoreth Empire had a plan. Strike a human target. Push them. Measure their response. If they are weak, invade their colonies. It wasn't a random attack. It was a trap. They thought humans would stay silent. That Earth would protest and send diplomats. The Zoreth believed they could measure human strength by watching them bleed. But Earth had already seen it coming. Inside the Terran Intelligence Corps, Agent Ravos, one of Earth's best operatives, had infiltrated the Zoreth High Council under a false identity. Disguised with genetic masking tech, she had sat in the very room where they planned Dr. Rios' death. She recorded everything. And when the day came, when Ellen was murdered, she sent one short message back to Earth. The spark has been lit. Execute Wrath. Her mission was complete. She never returned. On Earth, the leaders weren't shocked by the video of Dr. Rios' death. They were waiting for it. The war machine moved the moment her signal was confirmed. Every decision, every silent step. It was all part of the plan. Meanwhile, as Zoreth screamed for mercy, Earth remained cold. Admiral Calvorn watched the incoming data aboard TS Vengeance. Human fleets had cleared 7 systems. The rest were falling fast. But something didn't feel right. "Open deep space logs," he ordered. "Filter for hidden signal bursts." His command staff worked quickly, and then found something. Zoreth escape ships, not just civilians, high-value targets, generals, scientists, spies. They weren't running to other Zoreth worlds. They were fleeing to neutral space, a hidden colony, a backup empire. They weren't just escaping the war. They were preparing to start again. Earth Command didn't wait. In less than 6 hours, 200,000 more warships were rerouted. Destination: the Shadow Colony, a place no one knew existed, hidden inside a dark nebula, invisible to normal sensors. How did humans find it? Because they always knew it was there. They had placed a satellite near the nebula 80 years ago, just in case. The fleet arrived with no lights, no signals, silent death in the void. The Shadow Colony tried to raise shields. They never had time. The human warships surrounded the colony like wolves around a wounded animal. No escape, no negotiations, only the final order. End the bloodline. Back in the Galactic Union, panic spread. If humans could destroy a major empire in less than 2 weeks, who would be next? Many species sent urgent peace offerings to Earth, gifts, apologies, even military aid. But Earth replied only once: "We don't want war. But if you come for one of us, you'll never see peace again." On the ruins of Zoreth Prime, Earth left no flag, no symbol, just a single monument made of black steel buried deep in the ground. It said, "Dr. Ilan Rios, biologist, explorer, daughter of Earth. One life, worth 500,000 ships. No place to hide." Approximately 800+ words. The Zoreth Empire no longer ruled the stars. Their fleets were broken, their homeworld burned, their colonies lost in silence. But some still tried to run. The last Zoreth generals, scientists, and high priests escaped into deep space, using old hidden routes, wormholes and void tunnels known only to them. They thought they could hide. They thought the humans would stop. But they didn't understand one thing. This was not a war. It was justice. And justice has no end, until it is done. Above the shattered moon of Draxus 4, the last Zoreth military fleet waited. 30 warships. Wounded, weak, but desperate. Commander Velfar, once second in command to General Siltar, now led the survivors. His voice trembled as he spoke to his crew. "We wait here, in the shadow. They will not find us. We are forgotten." But his words were hollow. Even he knew, humanity forgets nothing. Back on Earth, inside Luna Base, the AI judgment tracked every ship, every warp signal, every whisper in space. It spoke calmly to Admiral Calvorn. 15 high-value targets detected. Last known location: Draxus Shadow Zone. No civilian activity. Approval to eliminate. Vorn didn't hesitate. "Send the Black Fleet." The Black Fleet was not like the others. It didn't use bright engines or heavy weapons. It was silent. It was invisible. It was the weapon Earth never admitted existed. 30 stealth warships, each one faster than light, armed with neutron blades and quantum torpedoes. They had one purpose: to hunt those who run. When the Black Fleet reached Draxus, they didn't send a warning. They didn't open communication. They just appeared. One by one, Zoreth ships began to vanish from radar. No explosions, no sound, just gone. Commander Velthar screamed, "Where are they? Who is firing?" But no one answered. His ship began to shake. Lights flickered. Systems died. Then, silence. Outside his window, A Terran stealth ship hovered. Its hull was smooth, black like space itself. No markings, no crew visible. Then, a final message came through his ship's console. You ran from justice. You hid behind darkness. But the stars see all. In the next second, his ship vanished. Across the galaxy, a message was sent from Earth. Zorath Military Command, terminated. Zorath colonies, dismantled. Zorath civilians, relocated to neutral worlds. The war is over. The lesson remains. But Earth wasn't done. In the ashes of the last battle, human diplomats returned to the Galactic Union. They didn't come with anger. They came with facts. They played the secret Zorath recordings, proof that the attack on Dr. Rios was planned. Proof the war was never started by Earth. Silence filled the Union Hall. One by one, alien leaders stood and bowed their heads. The leader of the Union, a four-armed being named Tivalshi, spoke slowly. We failed you. We failed peace. And we learned what it means to harm one of your own. The human ambassador, a quiet man named Elias Ward, gave only a short reply. We never wanted war. But we never run from it, either. In the years that followed, no empire, no fleet, no ruler dared to cross humanity again. Because the stars remembered. And every child, in every corner of the galaxy, learned the same story. They killed one human, so Earth sent 500,000 ships, and not one came back empty. A message to the galaxy, approximately 800+ words. The war was over. The stars, once filled with fire and destruction, were quiet again. The Zorath Empire was gone, not conquered, not controlled, just erased. Their fleets turned to dust. Their cities, silent ruins. Their name, now only a warning in history. But Earth did not celebrate. There were no parades, no victory speeches. Instead, there was a moment of silence across every human world, on every station, from Mars to the edge of the Andromeda Gate, a silence for one person, Dr. Ilan Rios. On Earth, in a garden outside the Terran Union Hall, a statue was built. It was not made of gold or silver. It was made of dark stone, simple, solid, unbreakable. It showed Ilan standing with a datapad in her hands, a calm face, a peaceful posture. She wasn't dressed like a hero. She looked like who she truly was, a scientist, a human, just one of many. Beneath her statue were words carved into the stone. She wanted peace. So we brought war. One life, worth 500,000 ships. People from across the galaxy came to see it. Not just humans, aliens, diplomats, scholars, even children. And when they asked, why, they were told the story. A simple story. A single message. At the same time, a final message was sent by Earth to the Galactic Union. A video. It showed the war, the destruction, the power. But it also showed something else. Human soldiers helping Zorath civilians find safe places. Human medics treating alien children. Human ships escorting refugee vessels to safe zones. Then the screen turned black, and words appeared. We are not monsters. We do not seek war. But if you take one of us, we will bring all of us. This message played on every galactic channel, every news feed, every hologram screen from the core systems to the outer rim. And the galaxy listened. Some empires grew afraid. Others grew respectful. But all of them understood one thing. Humanity was not to be tested. Not because they had warships. Not because they had powerful AIs. But because they had unity, memory, and purpose. Years passed. The galaxy became quieter, more peaceful. Conflicts between species dropped. Treaties were signed faster. Disputes were solved through words, not weapons. All because of one event. All because of one human life that reminded everyone. Life matters. Every life. On the anniversary of the war, a gathering was held on Nova Terra. the planet where it all began. The research base had been rebuilt. This time, it wasn't just human scientists. It had Zorath children too, orphans from the fallen empire, now raised in peace. One of the children, a young Zorath girl, placed a flower on a small memorial stone. It said, "To the one who died, and to the ones who came for her." In the stars above, the ships of the Terran Union floated quietly, not in formation, not in attack mode, just watching, guarding, not as conquerors, but as a warning and a promise to the galaxy, to themselves, to her.